We're hearing right now that Lamar Stevens has agreed to a deal with the Boston Celtics. Lamar Stevens has been the guy that allegedly the Boston Celtics for a few weeks now has been the target as a Grant Williams potential replacement. This is a team that we discussed the other day what their roster was going to look like, and we did talk about that they didn't really replace Grant Williams as, a guy who can play both forward positions and even be a small ball big in a death scenario, a death ball lineup. And now they go out and get themselves a guy in Lamar Stevens that most people remember as a guy who's been a grit and grinder off the bench for the Cleveland Cavaliers, but people don't remember him at Penn State when he was a guy who put up 19 points per game in his last 2 seasons with the Nittany Lions, and he has been able to show that he's this guy who, if given the time, he can be a good spot-up shooter. He can guard multiple positions. He's a lot more athletic than people give him credit, and he's a guy who has so far NBA career averages of, I believe, 5.3 points, 47% from the field almost. Yes, he shot 28% for his career from 3, but this past year he was just under 32% from 3, so he has become respectable. Last year he averaged 5 points, 3.5 rebounds, just under an assist, and a steal and a block a night. But his per 36 numbers for a guy who's 6'6", 230 pounds, plays the power forward position, can play small forward and be a small ball 5. Those per 36 numbers do pop off the screen in terms of a guy who can come out, give you about 14 points a night, give you about almost 1.5 steals, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, all right? Almost like 7 rebounds, all right? And be able to shoot about 3-4 3-pointers a night while only attempting about 9 field goals a game. So he's not taking shots away from one. He's a guy who picks and chooses, plays off ball, really fun to watch. What are your thoughts right now, guys, on Lamar Stevens, especially with, personally think that like with this, you have Sam Hauser, you have Svi Mikhailuk, Lamar Stevens, they're all going to duke it out, I think, for that spot. But again, I think, previously stated, that Grant Williams was the better shooter, was arguably the better offensive player, but Grant Williams wasn't that guy when he came into the league, okay? He became that guy. And I think maybe with time, he can become a better 3-point shooter. Maybe Lamar Stevens is like a long-term project and they're just, taking a flyer here and they give him basically my thoughts on Lamar Stevens. Then I think he's probably going to play 15 minutes a night, if so, at most. And nothing against him. It's just that's what they need him to do, and I think he'll be effective. And he's more of a guy who's going to give you, versatility with his size than with what he's going to do. He's going to be more of just a selfless player for this team, and he could be a guy in the playoffs, could be a bigger performer in the playoffs than he is in the regular season. Basically going to be our thoughts for Grant Williams' replacement in Lamar Stevens. So